Welcome back to the latest edition of Cat's Cut Podcast. I'm your host tonight, subbing in for the great Christian Scott. I'm your host, Justin Helton, and with me tonight is none other than Mean Bean Cody Green. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Justin? How we doing today? How we
Buddy,
doing?
just battling through this cold, man. I am ready for spring
I
and
know.
summer just to like get going. How about you?
Rain's been killing me, dude. It's muddy,
Dude,
wet.
I know
I
it,
can't
man.
stand it. Can't stand it.
It's been a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. So
And they're giving snow next week, and that doesn't help
uh,
anything.
let's just not even talk
Yeah,
about it next week.
yeah. We'll
As a
just,
matter of fact, I think we should talk about this past week, man,
that's a
because
good idea.
for men's basketball, it's been pretty sweet. What do you
Yeah.
think about? First of all, let's just start before we get to the UT game. How do you feel about the South Carolina game?
Glad that they come out and dominated the way they did. That's what they should have done. Good performance by them. Shot the ball well. Defensively played really good. Rebounded it a little better. Obviously, can get a lot better in that spot on the court. But overall, really happy with the way they play. South Carolina's been playing close games with some of these tougher teams, and the way that you beat them, and then at home, it makes it a lot better. So, really proud of how they did it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was watching Texas A&M play the other night, and Texas A&M is third right now in the SEC, and I believe they've had at least 5 games that's been decided by like 2 points, something like that.
Yeah.
And when you think that could easily be like a South Carolina or somebody like that by as many games that they've lost so close,
Yeah.
but for us, I think we needed a bounce back game so bad, and
Yeah.
we couldn't have played South Carolina at a better time at this
Yeah.
point. So I'm just super glad that they came out ready to play. It's amazing what Kentucky can do when they play defense. So
Exactly. It's unreal. I mean, there really wasn't anybody that really scored besides Otega. He had 17.
yes,
And I mean, there was 2 other guys that had 10 and 12. But I mean, like you said, that won you the game defensively is what won you that game. Not really scoring. So that's something that we've really not seen. We've not seen a lot of really good defensive games from Kentucky. So it was good to could definitely see that for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It was just so needed. I think, if I'm not mistaken as well, you can correct me on this. I think Owe is the only SEC player that has scored double digits in all of his games. And
Yeah.
so just shout out to him. I think, like you said, had 17 that night, played great and things. So just shout out to them. Good game, good comeback win. Of course, what we really want to talk about is the game from Tuesday night
Oh man.
against Tennessee, man. Give me some highlights. What are some thoughts of that game?
I think that last dunk there when Kobe threw that no look lob. Oh,
Oh, dude, I came off the
well,
couch, man.
well,
Go on.
I jumped up in there. I was like, I mean, I got a little nervous there at the end. We kind of let them play with us. I mean, it was a close game the whole time until the end when we kind of just, you could tell we really wanted to win that game, and
Sure.
just Kobe hit that step back three, and then that lob. Just overall, it was a huge team win. It's a win that
Yes.
we desperately needed for sure.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant was clutch, dude. I
Yes.
mean, he had 2 critical threes. I mean, challenge threes too. And
Hmm.
then when that oop, man, at the end, man. Yeah, it was I would say I woke up my neighborhood, but all I've got is farm animals around me.
I
I don't
probably
think I
woke
did.
some people up here when I was
Oh,
jumping up and
dude,
down.
man. So excited, man. It was definitely a good game.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
like
Kobe finally hit some shots. I mean, he's not been shooting the greatest the past couple of games, so it was good to see him get some shots in.
sure.
Ansley Almanor having 13 points was really good. He's somebody coming off the bench that you've got to have him score, I feel like. And then
Yeah.
what about the holler baller, the Mountain Mamba?
Yeah, we are
What's that about?
celebrating in the coal mines, baby, what Coach Ryan said, and I agree, man. Made Harlan County proud, dude. Shoo, man. Yeah,
Uh,
talk about it. What do you think? What do you think, man?
It's just I love it. I'm glad he got some playing time.
Sure.
Thought he deserved it a little bit more earlier. I feel like he should have got a little bit more playing time. But I mean that right there, he's going to get some more playing time after that performance.
Oh yeah,
Travis
absolutely.
Perry, the way he played, definitely going to get some more minutes. He had 8. I think what they have like 22 points combined. Him and Perry.
I know. I think they
Three
had
scores?
19. I think they had
19,
19. I think
19.
Perry had 8 and Noah had 11.
Okay.
Trent Noah, if you and I know you've followed him, being from Bell County and stuff, he's ran point guard most of his life. I would really like to see him run as a backup point more, especially if
Yeah.
there's any risk of Butler being out for extended time. Him being 6 foot, 5 and things as a point guard and having that size, and he hustles, man.
Oh, yeah.
Every minute he's out there, I mean, he is playing for the name on his jersey. He's representing Kentucky so much, and I do think the hustle plays, the rebounding, and then just smart, just being able to shoot. You give Perry or Noah a look at the basket. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's going in. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
incredible. Thing that does make me nervous about Perry, where he is shorter, 5'9" and stuff, bringing the ball up the floor against a Ziegler, that was making me nervous during that game. And when Butler went down with his shoulder injury, I was like, you could just, it felt like the air was just out of the room.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, what are we going to do? But and I know Tennessee's offensive efficiency isn't that good. And when you talk to Tennessee fans, they're just really bitter because they've got this outstanding defensive team, but yet both times we played them, we've shot over like 50% from 3.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's just luck. That's just scars. Like, dude, have you followed Kentucky this year? Like, this is how we play.
Yeah.
This is how we play. Amari Williams is probably the only person on our entire team that cannot like shoot from the outside. So, so I just shout out to the guys, man, to the team. They just played hard and played through it. Did not have Robinson, Luce Butler, did not have like a true point guard at the end of that game, of that type of game, and to finish out with the win. I mean, that just speaks volumes for the resiliency and the toughness. Okay. And the toughness, Christian. Christian says he is not there in person, but there in spirit. But I just gotta say, they look pretty tough there Tuesday night.
I think they look pretty tough. Now, I know you were excited for the Butler-Ziegler match. I know you were pumped about watching it. And let me tell you, Butler, I don't even think Ziegler could do anything that first half.
Couldn't, man.
He couldn't do a thing.
He couldn't. I mean, there's 2 different times in particular his pocket was picked, man. I mean, he just and he was just so quick. His timing to read where the ball handler's going, I mean, for Butler is just beyond impressive. I mean, and he's just super smart. There after the Ole Miss debacle there the other night, their coach was in press conference, and he said himself, he said, Butler is the best player, probably the best player in all of the SEC. They recognize that, and it's just such a difference maker. I mean, we just look so different with him on the floor, so, but
I think, guys, no, Christian didn't get fired. He was busy. So was Blake was busy, and Jake was busy as well. So it's just us.
So are we sure about that though?
Oh, well, okay. I fired him. I'm sorry, guys. I had to get rid of him. He was, just different.
He's been just real distracted about this whole wedding
thing,
getting married or something. I don't know.
Stop. Go try.
Sure. Plus, anybody watching, if you want to donate to this wedding, you can Venmo.
No, Christian is a little busy with all that stuff, so he's tied up. But we'll be back next week. Hopefully, everybody will be here next week. No promises. Everybody's got a different life. So, and yes, we're going to be talking about women's basketball. We're going to talk about this game a little bit more. But there we do have a big matchup, and we're going to try to get through this so everybody can get to watching the game.
Absolutely. Well, since we're on it, why don't you talk about it, man? What's your thoughts on the game tonight?
Huge game. I mean, Texas just coming off a big win against South Carolina. That's hard to do. So it makes me a little nervous, and us coming off a loss against Ole Miss. But we had lost that one game and won 2 back-to-back top 25 matchups. So, and it being at historical or just at home, huge plus being at home. Hopefully we can see Georgia Amore pop off as usual. So I have a lot of confidence in this team. This team can beat Texas, and like I said, being at home. We got the size and we've got the guards to pull it off. So if we can do that, that will be 100% a huge win with the schedule that the girls have remaining. They've got Georgia at home. They've got to go to Missouri. They've got to go they've got LSU, number 5 LSU at home, which me and Christian will be going. And I know a couple people in here will be going to that game. And then we got number 15 Tennessee at home. I really want to go to that game. Hopefully, some people will go to that game with me. And then we have number 4 South Carolina at South Carolina. So they've got a pretty rough schedule coming up. But I've got a lot of confidence in them. I think they can go undefeated. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They're gonna go undefeated the rest of the year. So let's hope that happens. So.
Man, shout out to Coach Brooks and the work he's doing this year, man.
Oh yeah, dude! National Coach of the Year has to be, dude. From bringing the program from what it was last year to now, only a three-loss team and number 8 team in the country. I mean, how can you not give him Coach of the Year? You know. So.
How many women's teams are in the top 10 nationally from the SEC right now?
SEC, I can look at that really quick. I think it's Texas, South Carolina, us, who else? LSU, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. I know Tennessee's close, and I think Tennessee's the closest. But yeah, that's
they beat UConn. I think they're last week.
They did. That's why I'm really wanting to go to that game. UConn actually has to play South Carolina, I think, next week, so that'll be a heck of a basketball game too.
Be a real good game.
Yeah, like I said, excited. Here we go. I got it pulled up for you. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's just 4. Yeah. Yeah, and then the closest one, like I said, would be Tennessee, and then Oklahoma. Oklahoma we've beat. Alabama, who's in the top 25, we have beaten. So, like I said, if you can go undefeated the rest of the way, you may not be number 1 in the SEC, but you definitely will be number 2. So that would be huge to get a dub tonight and then run the rest of the way out. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds good. I've got a question here for you. Are you guys going to try to go live at that game or tell people to come see or meet you before or after the game and give you a shout out or something?
I don't think we're that popular yet.
Hey, you never know. Man.
I guess,
you never know. Just tell them, hey, man, Cats Cut Crew's in the building tonight. You know, I mean, we got to do something.
Well, I'll talk to Christian. We may do a little live while we're there, something on Instagram or something, just to kind of talk to everybody for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour or something, just kind of see what everybody's up to before the game. So, I don't know. We'll talk about that. That's not till next Sunday, so we got plenty of time.
Got time. Well, y'all talk about it. Think about it.
Yeah, Bush is in here. We can talk to him about it, too. He might want to do something like that, too.
Hey, that sounds good. Be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a bold prediction, or maybe it's just an opinion. However you want to look at it. I think the SEC men's basketball tournament is going to be better than the NCAA tournament itself this year. And I know it's a bold statement. I think that, I love the Cinderella stories. I love the upsets. I mean, who doesn't? That's what makes March Madness so special. But, I mean, the SEC tournament this year is just going to be ridiculous,
I wish I could go too, but things came up. I was joking. I'm just joking. But Christian said he's signing autographs, Justin. There you go. He's signing autographs.
Let's go. Okay. Christian, are you charging anything for these autographs?
Christian's here, but can't be in the podcast. No, I'm just joking again. Christian, I heard Christian is charging like 50 cents an autograph, something like that.
50 cents.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He said he's.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that's a deal.
It's a little pricey.
You know what you should do, Cody? You should make his own version of basketball cards. Like take a picture, just put it, make a basketball card.
Oh, we should do Cats Cut basketball cards.
Here we go. We're on to something here, Christian. Coming up with amazing ideas. So we're signing autographs, but hey, KFC, signing autographs, but you know what? We're going to have to be creative about this, So one thing that could be signed is these hats. People want to go. Cody, where can they check these hats out?
Hey, StateLineCode.com. These guys have the best hats in the game. Don't go to Fanatics. Go to State Line. These guys are awesome. And if you go to their store and whatever you purchase, use code CATSCUT10 before you check out, and you get 10% off. I mean, you can't complain about 10% off, and then you're getting a sweet hat.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, why not? That's awesome.
50 cents. I got to keep that money for the laundromat.
That's a lot. I know. That's what I'm saying. Prices.
Well, shoot. Hey, I still think 50 cents is a deal, guys. Maybe you should check that out.
You should.
Sure.
Colin, by the way, is a goat. He said, "Where's Colin at?" We may try to get Colin on here some other night. Try to get him on here. We were just rushed trying to get this done before the women's game starts. I really want to go watch it. It starts in about 10 minutes. So yeah.
Hey, that's all right. Yeah, that sounds good. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. We're so glad to have you join us. But before we start winding this down here in the near future, Cody, do you have any predictions for the game this coming Saturday when the men's team plays at Texas?
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say we win. I'm gonna say we get a dub. I think we get a dub on an away that we needed. I'm gonna say our offense is clicking. I think Travis and Noah go off again. I'm gonna say we win 101-79. I think our defense shows
Oh
up.
wow!
I think the rest of the way is the Kentucky team that we've been waiting for, that we seen at the beginning of the year. The defensive and the team that can just shoot the lights out on you and you can't do nothing about it.
Man, that's a bold prediction to hit triple digits on the road. I don't believe we've done that all year, have we?
I don't think we have.
It's got to be a first time for everything, though, right?
That's true. That's true. Hey,
I've watched Texas play a couple times. They've got a decent team. I know I think it was Alabama the other night. Pretty much did whatever they. No, it wasn't Alabama. Who was it that they played? Whoever they played there the other night, Tuesday night. I know they won fairly handily because I think Alabama may have beat Arkansas and it was somebody else. But anyway, Texas has got they've got a younger team and they got some really good athletes,
yep.
But they do kind of fall apart sometimes. I just like to see the energy we bring on the road. Sometimes we lack on that. I still think we pull this out. I want to go 78 Kentucky, 71 Texas. I think it's going to be a good, decent game. I think we'll pull away at the end. I think the big question is who's going to be bringing the ball up the floor majority of the game if we don't have Butler, if we don't have Robinson. Those things do concern me. I think that we'll have Owe bring the ball up some more, even though he's not a legit point guard. I think he can handle the pressure. I've not seen Noah in a system really that much of him bringing the ball up the floor. I wish we can see that some in the upcoming days and weeks. I don't know if we will or not. But then, of course, Amari Williams being a point center pretty much bringing the ball up the floor because their guy, whoever's guarding him, is probably not going to be able to, really mess anything up defensively with him bringing the ball up the floor. So I think we want to see some of that. But overall, I think we pull out a win. I did say after that Ole Miss game, I believe that was going to be a turning point in this season to go the right direction, and I'm still going to believe that and hold on to that. I know that was a horrible loss, a nightmarish loss, rather. A few days later, I watched them play there the other night against LSU, and I watched that game. And I don't know if you watched any of that game. They scored like the last 2 minutes of the game. They were down by 12 and came back and beat LSU. They were down by 12 and 2 minutes to go, came back and won. But LSU is absolute they're terrible. And I sat there watching that game, and up to that point, I was like, if Ole Miss played like this against us, we beat them by 20 on their floor. Like it was that bad. But again, when we step on someone's floor or play against somebody else, we are their Super Bowl. We get the best version of that team every single time. The only team that I don't feel like we've got the best version of was Tennessee. And I think we got real estate in their head. I'll just be honest with you.
We do.
I think we do. I think we're in their heads. I just No hatred to Tennessee fans out there. I'm just being honest,
No hatred.
No hatred. Just being honest, you know. But no, I think that this past week has been great. I do hope we get the same energy on the floor this Saturday, and I do believe we pull out a win.
Yep. So how about the remaining schedule? How do you feel? We got. I'll just name the three hardest games we got left. We got to go to number 2 Alabama. We got number 1 Auburn at home. By the way, those two have to play Saturday, so that's going to be
going to be an amazing game, man.
Oh man, I can't wait. I actually will watch that one. And then we have to go to probably the most dangerous game in this entire schedule, number 21 Missouri. That's the three that I mentioned. How do you think we play in those games? What the record do you think?
I'd have to really go and look at this schedule here right quick, kind of just scanning through. I do think we're going to get Auburn on our floor. I think we beat them.
I agree with you.
I think we beat them at home. For some reason, we play to the level of our competition, and with the tougher teams, we bring it. And then with some of these weaker teams on the schedule, we kind of, especially on the road on the weaker teams, we tend to, we've had a habit of playing at their level. I do think, like I said, Ole Miss was a turning point, but still, it's just getting over that hump to not keep doing that, especially at this time of the year.
Yeah.
I do think we beat Texas. I do think we beat Vanderbilt at home. Beating Alabama on their floor. I know who was it in the SEC? Somebody in the SEC beat them on their floor this year. But that one will be tough. I think we'll come out in Oklahoma, Auburn. Really, truthfully, we should probably lose 2 more games. We should lose at Alabama and we should lose at Missouri. But, I think we win the rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we win at least 5 of those games.
I think Ole Miss was the one that beat them. Yeah, it was Ole Miss that beat them at home. Yeah.
When Ole Miss is at the top of their game like they were against us, I don't think nobody could have beat them that night on their floor in the country. I really don't. But yeah, out of these next 7 games, I think truthfully we should win at least 5.
I think so.
Yeah, this idea that everybody kind of gave up on them when they had that bad week there a couple weeks ago. I think we've just got to be a little bit more gracious, patience, and understanding. Especially as a fan base, we're not going to win every single game, and we're not going to bring it every single time. I do think it has hurt to not have Robinson, Butler, Carr, some of these guys at 100%. But the fact that you get Noah, Perry, and some of these other guys off the bench, more experience, more playing time. Had they not had the experience leading up to Tennessee, I don't know if you get that kind of performance out of your bench against Tennessee. But because these injuries is forced to utilize some of these bench players more and to be more in that moment, I think it's helped build their confidence and prepare them for the moment. And so that has been one plus, in my eyes from that. So,
Justin, they want you to get a rating of your hat out of 10. What do you think we got?
Man, I'm going to go 11. Is that possible?
I think that's possible. Possible.
Is it State Line? I'm going 11, man.
Yeah, State Line.
Let's just roll with it. We'll go 11.
Hey, yeah, for you people on the radio, we got State Line Codes hats on. You definitely should go check them out. Like I said earlier, use code CATSCUT10. Get 10% off your order at checkout.
Thank you,
one
Bush.
One of the greatest hat companies in the world. And yes, Bush, you can be my Valentine. Yes, I will. I accept that. Yes.
By the way, this podcast is also brought to you by Cumberland Auto Rentals. Whether you're looking to rent a vehicle or buy a dependable used vehicle, come by and see us right there. 171 Jehovah Drive, Ewing, Virginia, 24248. Give us a call, 276-861-2710. Mention Cat's Cut to me, and I will cut you a deal. Yes, sir.
There we go. You heard it. You heard it.
You heard it.
Now there's another. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That deal expires at midnight, so I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 8 to 4 on Fridays. So be sure to holler at us. Check us out on Facebook too. So, but
another thing I didn't tell you, Justin, the road to Omaha starts tomorrow. Justin. Tomorrow. Number 20 Kentucky has a doubleheader against Lipscomb at Lipscomb. I did not know that Lipscomb was in Nashville. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. To be honest with you, I thought it was in Virginia.
I don't know if I don't think they are. I think they're just, it says they're playing in Nashville. I don't think that's where Lipscomb is. If anybody here knows where Lipscomb is, please tell me because I don't really know. Yeah, that starts tomorrow. They got the doubleheader, like I said. They got Lipscomb both times, and they got Lipscomb on Sunday. So that's going to be exciting. And Justin, we're going to have to go to a baseball game. We're all going to have to take a road trip up to go to the baseball game.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, man.
Baseball team last year, obviously heartbreaker, didn't get to make it all the way to the final, and we're not going to talk about who won. All that matters is that we beat that team in basketball twice this year. So, I think we got a good shot. We got a great group coming in, confident. We'll see what they do. Like I said, just like basketball, women's and men's, and football, baseball is just as tough in the SEC as everything else. Maybe not as tough as basketball, because basketball is really, really tough, but still going to be a tough schedule to play. But again, super excited. I'm going to try to go to a bunch of games, and especially like where basketball's coming to end. After basketball, I'm going hardcore on baseball, and then whenever football comes around, unfortunately, we'll go to football. But yeah.
Isn't it sad though that like the NCAA tournament basketball this year, that Rupp's going to be able to host one of those regions, and yet Kentucky's not going to be able to play?
I want to go watch it. I want to go watch a couple. I think it'd be cool to go watch a couple.
I do think it'd be a great experience, regardless of who's there. Maybe we can find somebody to cheer against. Maybe Duke will show up, and we can just.
I think right now Auburn's been in it the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, but I want to say this too. I don't think Duke will make it past the Sweet 16 this year.
You think they will or won't? Sorry.
Will not. No.
Not. Wow. Okay.
I don't think. If they get the Sweet 16, if that, I think you will see a repeat of like the year Zion Williamson and them were there. I think you're going to see a little bit of a repeat of that. I could be wrong, but I'm just going to make a bold prediction, because the ACC is probably the worst it's ever been this year as a conference. And
honestly, besides like them in Louisville, and then I don't know, Louisville's.
Did you just hear yourself? Did you just hear what you just
said?
They
are. I'm not going to say they're not.
Louisville's like second or third in their conference. That's the point. Like,
That's true. That is bad. That's true.
No doubt their coach is running for coach of the year. Honestly, I think that the coach of the year should come down between Coach Pope and Rick Pitino. What he's done with St. John's is just crazy, man. And I know you
does it surprise you though that he's doing so well? See,
no,
it doesn't surprise me either.
So chances are they'll probably make sure Kentucky and St. John's is in the same bracket. You want to bet on that?
They better be. They better. I will go pay to watch it too, because I want to see.
Oh man, would that be fun though?
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. I would love that.
They're going to try to create as many stories as possible. So
I know, but the story of that would be that Pitino gets the edge over Pope would be the thing. And I think that's how it would unfortunately go with that. But I could be wrong. Well,
I just want to see UConn lose like the first round.
They hunt like they're not even ranked. They 100% do that. Or they could be a team that sneaks into the Final Four and you just not know they'll do it.
Yeah,
I get. As long as we don't face some white boy that can shoot the ball like Steph Curry, I think we're fine. That's what we don't need to have.
The way we've played this year, as long as we can get out of the first and second round, I think we'll be fine. It's just a matter of getting, because we've played to the level of so much competition that if we can just get through these weaker teams, I think we'll be all right. You throw in the Duke and St. John's and teams like that in the mix, in the Sweet 16, Elite 8, stuff like that. We subject to play better against teams like that. But I do think Tennessee's overrated, not just because we beat them twice. They're overrated. Their offensive efficiency is terrible.
They also don't do really well in the tournament. So
they don't. Typically they don't. But your main guy is Chaz Lanier, and he's been inconsistent pretty much. For the past. He's probably their only regular double-digit scorer. But you think about end of games and scenarios. He's definitely not to the same caliber as Dalton Knecht was last year. So I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't make it. Didn't make it far either. Defense will get you out of the first weekend of the tournament. 100%. But it's not going to win you the championship. You're going to have to score, man.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now this isn't related to Kentucky, and this can be the final thing we talk about unless you have something else. But who do you think is going to get that Indiana job at the end of the year? Who do you think is going to take that job? I'll tell you somebody that I think. I think Chris Beard would take it. He would take it.
Think so?
I think he would. Everybody's been saying Rick Pitino. I don't see Rick Pitino leaving St.
He's
John.
not leaving St.
Yeah,
Rick Pitino's not leaving.
Yeah, he'll retire at St. John's.
Nah, that ain't happening.
Mm.
If anybody takes, it's probably going to be. It's going to probably be based off somebody who succeeds like mid-major or just come out and really just surprises you in their conference and tournament
Yeah.
time. So I'd say it'll be a waiting game. We'll see what happens. Bush said the Lady Cats are wearing pink tonight.
They are wearing their pink uniforms tonight. That is really
go.
cool.
Well,
do you think the men should be wearing pink uniforms? Do you think we should have? I know some men's teams do have that all pink that they wear. Like I know Ole Miss has it.
I mean, they could. I mean, if anything, pink shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if anything. So
Yeah.
But no, I think that's it. Before we go, we always do a Bible verse. So,
yeah.
Cody, I'll get you to
share
a verse with us tonight here before we get to this game.
I got Psalm 73:26 says, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." That would be my verse. I have no explanation on it because I just now pulled it up because when we were talking about it earlier, I was pulling it up and forgot, and I just pulled it up. So we're going to go with Psalms 73:26. So.
That's good. I've got Job chapter 13, verse 15. He said, "Though he slay me, I will trust in him. Nevertheless, I will argue or defend my ways before him." Of course, Job, he lost everything he had, all of his possessions, animals. Here's an interesting thought. Could you think about this? Job lost everything that he had, but his wife survived.
Yeah, that's where you were going with it.
Just keep that in mind. Like of all the people, he lost his kids, he lost his animals, but the devil said, "You know what? We're going to let his wife live." It must have been a piece of work. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it must have been a piece of work.
There's maybe a meaning in there.
There's something to it. But here's what Job said: lost everything go, man. And his friends coming, they consoled him, they comforted him for about the first 7 days. And then after that, they're like, "Job, this is your fault. You did this, you did that."
Yeah.
And then Job says, "Though he slay me, I will trust in him." And at the end of the book of Job, we read where when he forgave his friends and he prayed over him, God restored him twice for what he lost. And he was able to have a restoration and a new family, all those things. The point is this, trust comes through relationship. And there's things that can just go wrong in life. But when you build your relationship with God, it doesn't mean you're not going to face adversity and issues. But when you build that relationship with God and have that solid foundation, you'll build trust that even when things don't go according to plan, God has the best in mind for you. And Job's was completely restored, completely healed of the disease in his body, all of that stuff when he prayed for those that he could have, just harbored bitterness against. So the point is this: his breakthrough came, his victory came when he forgave those who wounded him the deepest. So I just encourage you that in those moments of hurt, rejection, and pain, forgive and trust in God. And at the end, God's going to bless you and reward you. So
love it. Now, are you doing anything after this, Justin? Maybe live?
May catch some of this game. May just chill here at the house. What you got, man?
I'm gonna go chill and watch this game. I'm gonna go watch this game. I'm gonna watch a dub. Go watch a dub real quick.
Yes, sir.
Horns down.
And even though we miss Blake, Jake, and Christian,
we don't miss the other one. We don't miss him.
We're going to say, go Cats.
Go Cats, baby. Go Cats. Oh.